If you truly believe in your work, but every time you go to talk about your offer, make a sale, talk about how much money your program costs, you feel awkward and you feel weird and tense and just like, ugh, this is going to be a video for you. This does not mean that you're bad at selling. It also doesn't mean that you're not confident enough or that you don't believe in your offers, okay? This is a very common thing. A lot of people struggle with this when it comes to making sales, selling, showing up every day to sell, right? Like a lot of my marketing friends, a lot of my marketing coaches who I've actually worked with, they, say, you should be selling every day. There's a lot of different ways to sell, just to be clear. You can sell direct or indirect, but this is not a strategy content kind of video here. So if you're trying to make an impact and you feel very connected and you're not just in it for the money, you're also in it for the people and wanting to attract the right types of people, this is commonly something that people will struggle with. And you could be finding that you're avoiding sales, you're avoiding sharing about your offer, you're avoiding adding the call to action at the end of your post, or downplaying your offer, using language that kind of downplays what you do, the impact that you have, right? And or maybe you're even waiting to feel ready before you actually talk about your offer, right? Maybe you're just waiting too long to actually promote and talk about your offer. So you might be telling yourself things like, I don't want to sound pushy, I'll talk about it later, I don't want to bother people, I'm selling too much, I don't want to be annoying, right? I need to explain it better first before people are willing or able to buy. Will people buy, right? There's a lot of things where it's I don't want to sell every day because that's annoying and I don't want to sell constantly, right? So you keep creating content, right? But rarely are you actually inviting people to actually work with you, right? Most people assume that they need better sales scripts, or they need more confidence, or they are needing to work on some mindset stuff when it comes to sales and things like that. Or maybe I just need to push through the discomfort and whatever, right? But for a lot of women, especially in this, it's it almost kind of makes it worse, right? You don't necessarily feel better doing those things, right? And it doesn't really change. Every time you go to show up to do sales or whatever, it's still the same, right? And what's actually happening here is that selling requires you to be seen, right? Selling requires you to receive, right? To allow money and support and recognition in, right? And to take, and in some ways, have an element of responsibility to work with people, right? Being seen and receiving doesn't always feel safe in our bodies, right? And that's the biggest thing. So even if logically you know that your work helps people, or that what you have to offer is valuable and that you can make a big change, when it comes to the sales part, you can be ooh, and kind of freeze up a little bit, right? Most of us do or don't understand that money is emotional. Money is deeply emotionally. And that is because, and this is why we don't like to talk about it, right? But our money is very tied to our survival, our worth, our value, our sense of belonging, sense of safety, right? And when you talk about your offer, your nervous system kind of interprets that in different ways, depending on your beliefs and, your upbringing and things like that. It can see it as a risk instead of an opportunity, right? It can see it as exposure instead of being of service. Maybe even pressure, feeling it's pressure instead of alignment, right? And our body, it's not resisting our business, but it's just it's trying to keep us safe. That's literally our nervous system's goal, is to keep our body safe, right? Most of us as women are conditioned to not take up too much space, or don't ask for too much, or don't be too much, as a whole, right? Be helpful, agreeable, self-sacrificing, people-pleasing, right? This conditioning that we've been brought up in, it doesn't just disappear because you start a business. If most times it actually comes more to the surface, right? Our business is personal development on crack, right? When you sell, these old patterns can actually come to the surface, right? And if anything, they get really, really loud. Even when you believe in what you do, even when you know, again, like what you do can make a difference and make a change, right? So we have to kind of like reframe this. Selling is not about convincing people. Actually, there was a quote the other day, and it was, you don't close a sale, you open a relationship. And I love that because it's really about creating the right energy of which you go into your business in or on, right? That's a whole nother topic for another day, the energetic side of it. But selling is really about allowing yourself to be seen. It's allowing yourself to receive, right? From people, from the universe, right? Whatever. And it's trusting that the right people are going to resonate with you. So you're putting yourself out there to be seen. There's always the potential of rejection, not getting sales, right? That's a form of rejection. But we have to be willing to put ourselves out there multiple times, sometimes before the sale comes in, right? And that can feel vulnerable, right? So what is actually going to help you? So when selling feels uncomfortable, what helps isn't like forcing ourselves to be confident. And like, sometimes this like fake it till you make it kind of mentality is not always supportive either. So what helps is creating a sense of safety in your body. It's regulating your nervous system around and your subconscious mind around visibility and money, right? And receiving. It's slowly expanding your capacity to be able to be seen and to receive more, right? To make those things feel more normal, we'll say, to our nervous system, right? And our mind and our body. And this is how you're going to start selling to feel grounded in it instead of feeling like it's this huge piece, like pressure, and it's draining and it just feels icky and weird, right? We have to shift our thoughts and our mind around and our body around the response that we have around selling. A lot of us try to do this logically, but we don't incorporate the body. And so we have to incorporate the subconscious mind and the physical body, which go hand in hand. A lot of us try to do this like consciously, and that doesn't always work, right? So if talking about your offer feels uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with you. If anything, you're probably quite normal. But you don't have to keep pushing yourself. There's other ways to do it to get that shift, to get that change, right? So I would love to invite you into my free community, the Embodied Entrepreneur. This is a free space. Inside, you will find nervous system tools, embodiment practices, resources, things like that, as well as a space where you can ask questions, right? Get your questions answered if you're unsure, if you're new to this work, not sure what to do, struggling with something. It's a place where you have access to me and you can ask questions, and I'll be in there responding away to everybody. So it is free. It is easy to join. The link for that is down below. So this will help you grow your business in a way that feels sustainable, aligned, and not draining, right? Which is the goal for a lot of us. So link for that is down below. I'm so excited to see you guys there. As I grow this space, I'm super excited to just see what unfolds, how we can create community, how we can support one another. If you're interested in that, that is there for you. I do also have breakthrough sessions. These are single sessions. They're business energetic breakthrough sessions. The easiest way to message me about those is probably on Instagram in the DMs, just because that's like the most private place. You can also email me if you want. But these are hour to hour and a half sessions where you and I sit down virtually, and I blend basically my coaching with the Reiki and energetic side of what we do. So we sit down, we figure out what's blocking you, what's keeping you stuck, what's restricting you, what are some maybe things and strategies and tools that you can start to use to get out of that pattern. Maybe some lifestyle shifts, things like that. And then we do a 30 to 45 minute, the last like half of it is a distance Reiki session where we clear things that need to be cleared, regulate the nervous system, all that kind of stuff. And that's going to help you embody more of those changes and shift your state and your energy and how you feel about things. So if that's something that you're interested in, I only have a few of those spots every once in a while. I am going to be away in the beginning of February, so there won't be anything available then, but just DM me. I'll respond back to you, get back to you, or you can email me. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.